lot of people want to keep the babies back and then grow them themselves, which takes more capital, more money. So the best way is to sell half your babies at 300, 400 rand. So if you're having 10 or 12 babies, you sell 6, and you can do that often. So it gives you cash flow, and you keep 4 back or 2 females to breed with. And the big thing that a person's got to be careful of, it's nice to feed them to get bigger because you get more money, but the market is less. So what happens if people don't buy your pigs that you've bred out? You end up keeping them longer and feeding more, and it's eating into your pocket. So that's why I say, as weaners, everyone wants babies to grow 3 in the yard or 2 in the yard. I would sell weaners or babies, which is the best thing when weaning. You get 400 rand, 450, sometimes when they scarce 500 rand each. And that you get good money. 10 of them is 5,000 rand. That female only costs you 3,000 rand. That's when feeding comes in as well. When your females have babies, that's why you give lactating sow and boar, because it gives them more milk, it gives them stronger babies. And when they're sucking on sinking. Yeah. And that it's very important to see, and also again, in any farming enterprise, you can't leave it to staff to do. You got to manage it and look every day. Even with goats, with sheep, they come in because you pick it up in the morning. When they leave the kraal, that one's not well, let me inject. If you don't see it, your staff are not going to see it. He comes back and says, no, but it's died in the field. And even with pig farming, it's not complicated. It's one of the easiest farming principles, and to bring best income as well. Like chickens, piggeries are very good, and the basic thing is, as long as you're feeding them well and you're doing the injections and that type of, pigs don't die easily. And the nice thing is too, you can have your small yard and you can have 2 or 3 good sows in there that give you up to 10, 12 little ones every 3 months. If you look at selling 10 babies there, that's 5,000 rand every 3 months from one female. And what's nice too is when you're feeding them well and they're happy, they take the boar easier, they come into heat and they get mated quicker. Whereas if you're feeding them wrong, they take 5 months and 6 months, then they have 7 babies. Whereas if you keep on feeding, your money comes back with a pig. And the big thing that you always got to look after is look after your female breeding pigs. When they're about to have babies, make sure they're in a warm place, that they don't bury the babies. Sometimes they dig holes and they bury the babies, or they squash them, or they do that. So that is the big thing, is to monitor your female when she's about to have little ones. Even go out at midnight, go out at this, because you wake up in the morning and she squashed 10 of them, then you've got to wait another 3 months. So the big thing is management. And what's nice about a pig too, nearly everything on a pig is usable, the head, the everything. So people, there's a big demand for pork, which is also a cheap protein source, chickens, cheap protein source, layers, also very good. Those are the enterprise I'll start without having big ground and big farms and everything. I know a lot of people want to have 5,000 hectares and 2,000 hectare farms, but those bigger things create a lot. You need 1 million to run it every 3 months. You either sink, or you make a big success, or you sink. 90% of the people sink. And the biggest thing, every one of us here today are farmers. Don't ever say, no, I can't farm because I only got a small plot. We're all farmers. Life has changed. Life has gone faster, more expensive. Fuel 20 years ago was 2 rand a litre. Now it's 20 rand a litre. So how are we living? And our salaries haven't gone up triple, quadruple. So we've got to provide for yourself. So it's little gardens with veggies. It's your 10 chickens or your 100 broilers, 3 pigs. That provides enough to cover your house. So those are essential things where you save costs. That is it. So we need to provide for your own house at our own cost, because life has just got so expensive. And that's the only way we are going to go forward in life, is to manage and see to ourselves. Farming, agriculture is the enterprise of the world, because you got the gold mines are closing, the metal places are closing. What is left? Ground and animals. So I suggest to everyone here, and I want to encourage you to go out and make a success of your things, whether you got 2,000 rand to start an enterprise or you got 50,000. You can start at 2,000, within a year and 2 years you'll have 50,000.